What's good, guys? Today is Tuesday, April 7th. I'll be going with you guys over the price action and the trade that I took today. I secured about $30 and 72 cents, I think. Yeah. And as always, it was a CRT. So, obviously, I'm on the 1 hour, which the CRT was on. Was a bit of a tricky one, but not a tricky one. It was an excruciating long trade. Yeah. As you can see, price action right now, if you zoom out, you can clearly see that from this area here, price has been bullish, and there's some sort of resistance, especially here, that price keeps wicking off of that and shooting downwards. So market is in a bit of a consolidation. That's what I see on a higher time frame. But within the higher time frame, if you go to lower time frames, there's opportunities. If you're a day trader, of course. So I was looking for buys during New York session, in which I took an early trade because this business that is happening with Donald Trump and the threats to Iran. I didn't want to be in the markets too long, so I entered early at about 1 o'clock. There was a bit of a long trade. TP hit at New York Open exactly. So let me go here. I marked out my CRT range, and my key level was this breaker block, obviously right here, the one I marked in the blue. So price ended up tapping it once. I didn't enter on this one. You can see there's this is one of the small indicators I use, but obviously I don't use it for the trade. It just signals me that price has tapped there and there is enough strength for it to push up. So I entered on this one, the 2 o'clock candle in South Africa, of course. So once it tapped there, it showed massive rejection going above, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this, always aiming for the 0.5 of my Fibonacci, CRT Fibonacci, which is my TP1, and then I scale down to the 5-minute time frame to get my entry. So I had to be a little bit patient with my entry. I did get my entry at this area. Oh, it's a mess here. It is a mess. Let me just remove all of this. I'll just put it back up again. Delete. So there's a lot of this was a range. Let's just say it was excruciatingly long. Price was just moving up and down, up and down. Not my cleanest setups, to be honest, but there was a reason why I was holding this trade. I did set my break even, but I didn't need to because price ended up hitting TP that putting me on break even again. So my entry, I had a lot of confidence in this trade. On the 3-minute time frame, we had this inverse, which was my initial entry, but I saw price dump down into this area here, and then I saw another chance to enter, which was a fair value gap. I think it was a 5-minute fair value gap. Yes, this fair value gap right here, which I marked out. I was like, okay, it's good to enter from here. So I entered from here. I got the bullish momentum. This is an engulfing candle that we got here from the entry. A bit of a sniper. So price pushed up. It wicked. I almost thought this trade was going to end a bit faster than expected, considering this wick candle shot up, was at my break even, but immediately went down. So I was like waiting, watching, but I did notice something, that my trade would eventually play out. If I go back to the one hour time frame, you can see that we have a fair value gap here, which had already been tested, right? We had already been tested by this candle here. So I was saying that in order for price to push down, because I saw price was eventually going to push down because there's a fair value gap, So we had an intermediate high here, because this favorite gap had already been tested. So for it to be valid again, price would have to take out this favorite gap and then push down for sells, in which I think a lot of traders took this sell. I would have taken it, but I was already in the trade, of course. So I did have conviction that the price would eventually push up, take out the intermediate high, and then push down again. So in a way, everyone won. I think I got a one. I sent the signal in my group, and some of them sent me messages privately. I don't know why they don't like to send in a group, but yeah, whatever. So price pushed up, hit my TP, and then reversed, and then this was a massive sell, of course. In which it is still flashing down. So yeah, this was, I don't know if I'm explaining this quite well. I did get my entry off of this model 1. Yes, of course. The model 1, it hit it perfectly, showed the rejection and engulfing candle, and then it pushed up, hitting my TP, and I was out of the trade. This was a very long trade, to be honest, bro. I was waiting, sitting. I eventually started playing games just to ignore it a little bit. But this is what also I like about the improvement I've had nowadays, that I can have good conviction over a trade. My trades now is either going to hit TP, break even, or a stop loss. Because sometimes it is quite annoying for you to take a trade, be so afraid that it might go the wrong way, and then you're going to get out of the trade and it's going to hit TP. You know, which I don't like that. I used to do it a lot, but now slowly improving. This was the trade. Took me about I don't know, 45 minutes. I entered this trade, sorry, about 2 o'clock. Did I say one of it? Entered about somewhere in 2 o'clock. I will show you the P&L and the profit I made today, of course, on the screenshot right about now. But yeah, this is the trade that I took. This is the first trade of the week. It is Tuesday today. Yesterday's price action was bad, was not good at all for me. Didn't see any entry, but today this was a entry that I said I was gonna take, and it played out. I think risk to reward ratio was about a 1-to-4, 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio, about a 1-to-1. I risked $22 to make $30, and I did send this to my group. For the first time in a long time, I haven't been active in my group, obviously. But then yeah, it's good to be back in a new week, cooking the markets again, seeing the opportunity that you see and taking. Hopefully tomorrow price action will be a bit better if I do take a trade tomorrow. But yeah, guys, this was a quick trade recap of the trade that I took today, making $30.72. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.